Am I audible in the back? So, good afternoon. What were we doing in the last class? Hmm? Creativity boosters and creativity blocks. Okay. And then we also did learn two brainstorming methods, trigger and 635. Okay. So, in terms of creativity blockers and creativity boosters, what are the common blocks that we have? बहुत सारी चीजें हमने बात करी थी. There was something cultural. We said because of culture itself, we will not accept something, do something. This is not the way we do. This is not how it is done here. Blah blah blah. So many things. Intellectual. Sometimes we do not know about something. Sometimes we do not, or we know so much about something. Knowledge. Both ways, it is a problem for us. Too much knowledge prevents us to think out of the box. Too little knowledge kind of blocks us, no headway. समझ में नहीं आता क्या करें. Then there were emotional blocks, fear of ridicule. बाकी लोग क्या कहेंगे? Us saying that, oh, this is too simple. What to do? So many things we discussed. And why did we discuss all of that? Because until and unless we are aware about what is blocking us to be creative, how will we become more creative? And then we also looked at what helped us to be creative. It was a very simple exercise, na? Baking soda. One of the most important things that helps us to be creative is to be able to piggyback on other people's ideas. Is it not? So, how many of us on a regular basis brainstorm with our friends? मजा आता है ना, एक different kind of energy flow होता है उस समय. That is what boosts creativity. Sitting in one room, just studying, creativity goes for a toss. Are you with me? Have you experienced this? So, one of the most important aspects of becoming more creative is to be able to value what someone else says. We have to get out of that did not or was not invented here syndrome. Forget it. Anyone gives an idea, defer judgment, we'll evaluate it later. Interesting lag raha hai. Let's see what we can do about it. Can I make it better? Oh, there might be some limitations in it, but it's a good direction I can look into. ऐसा हुआ था ना, किसी ने कहा कि it can be used to scrub the tiles. दूसरे ने कहा okay, cleaning utensils and other uses. Now, whether a use was really possible or not, we did not even bother. But other people's ideas gave us a trigger, more directions to think on. Hmm? So there are fear boosters. First one is defer judgment. In an ideation session, we do not say this is good, this is bad. Oh, it's an idea. Every idea is worth it. Let us jot it down. Then take advantage of other people around you. They will help to trigger ideas in various directions based on their life experiences. And then we also looked at, or what was the next thing we looked at? So this was about, what are creativity boosters and creativity blockers. What was the other thing we looked at? Brainstorming और उसके बीच में. Very important thing we looked at. How many of you did that test finally? कुछ लोगों ने तो उस दिन कर ही लिया था. How many of you did that? So I would say, please go do. That was a very important thing. We agreed that, to be able to do anything about our creativity, we first need to know where we are. Is it not? If you do not even test yourself on which of these various axes that we discussed you are falling short on, how can you ask me for help also? Otherwise, you may come to me and say, Anuj, I'm struggling with abstraction. What can we do? I'm struggling with boldness. What do I do? Okay, we may have some idea that we could discuss and something I can help you with. बट अगर आपको पता ही नहीं कि आपका स्कोर क्या है या आप कौन से एक्सेस पे स्ट्रांग हो कौन से पे वीक हो, इवन इफ यू अप्रोच मी कैन आई हेल्प यू? नहीं ना. तो हु हैज नॉट डन इट येट, प्लीज डू. इट इज ओनली फॉर यू. मुझे क्या मिलना है? आर यू एबल टू सी दिस? If you want to do it again, as we discussed, that you can try to game the system, but don't game it, I would say. But if you want to do it again because there were some cultural blocks that were blocking you, yes, that day, now you've Googled and found out what armadillo is about, okay, do it again. But do it. And if you think you can find pathways of how to handle one limitation or another within your profile, great. If you need my help, I'm happy to discuss those things with you. Are you with me on this? So, what were the different dimensions of creativity that we looked at in that radar chart? So, first one was abstraction. Persistence was definitely there. That answer नहीं भी निकल रहा है तो भी लगे रहेंगे. We'll keep at it. Will not give up. Persistence. See, Edison, Thomas Edison invented the bulb. How many experiments failed before he came up with the working bulb? Thousands of experiments failed. What was the important thing? He just kept at it. There has to be a way. There has to be a way. There has to be a way. So somehow, somewhere, what I have noticed is that creative people are inherently optimists. They believe that a solution will come. That optimism keeps them going. Now, optimism and pessimism is entirely our choice. Now, do you realize this? So, actually, each of these 8 or 9 axes, each one of us can cultivate. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि आप persist नहीं कर पा रहे हो, तो consciously start to look at the positive side of things. So we will actually have a exercise later in the course. We will just wear a optimism hat. But no, those of you who are critical people will also wear a critical hat. We'll do that. But what is important is that there is a separate time for criticism or judgment and a separate time for creativity and coming up with new ideas. If you're able to separate those, then you can have both. So, one of the dimensions is paradox handling. Yeah. How do you handle paradox? We also looked at technical contradiction matrix. इसको भी improve करना है, इसको भी improve करना है. How do we improve both? इसको improve करते हैं तो ये खराब होता है, इसको improve करते हैं तो वो खराब होता है. Handling a paradox. So what did we say there? We will separate. Something we will do in time, something we will do in relationship, something we will do in space. So the same thing applies here. If you are by nature a person who finds negatives in things, okay, separate out. Negative का time मिलेगा. पहले positive देख लेते हैं. Let us persist first. What about boldness? How do you cultivate boldness? If any one of you has a low score on boldness, how will you cultivate that score to be a high one? Hmm? We start speaking. See, okay, why do why do we feel not bold? And not bold को अगर मैं कहूँ, why do we have any fear? So when someone is asking us to come out of our comfort zone, we feel fearful. Therefore, we don't speak. Fear of failing, fear of judgment, self doubt, introversion, communication is a block there. Okay. So we have a personality, a reputation that we want to carry. कि अगर मैं ऐसे बोलूंगा तो लोग क्या कहेंगे? So do you realize most of this is about what are other people going to say? थोड़ा सा ना बेशरम होते हैं क्रिएटिव लोग. They say कि यार this is a closed setting and what we are trying to do over here is create idea, generate idea. That is our primary task. So if I am not able to generate idea, वो ज्यादा शर्म की बात है than लोग क्या कहेंगे. Anyways, वो भी तो बेहुदे बेहुदे से आइडियाज जनरेट कर रहे हैं. So let me also do it. So the fear of ridicule is avoided by techniques like 635. Do you realize this? So various brainstorming structured methods are there to help you overcome a few of these limitations. When you use the technique 635, what happens? You can simply print write. No one even can decipher your handwriting. Are you with me? And then that fear goes away. Now you can be as bold as you want to be. There are other techniques which will go through to help you handle that boldness wala cheese. So in this course, we'll actually do many techniques which will help us in one aspect of things or another. Curiosity. What to do if you're not curious enough? If you are the chat GPT guy, what to do with you then? You understand, chat GPT kills curiosity. अब तो कहना ही पड़ेगा हाँ सर अब तो सर बोल रहे हैं तो आप तो हाँ में लाना ही पड़ेगा अंडरस्टैंड करें कि ना करें वी हैव टू एक्नॉलेज सो व्हाट टू डू if you're not curious. Hmm? How do you handle that situation? I want you to be more creative at the end of this program. What do you do? Oh, Arpit is saying I have also the same question. So ChatGPT kills curiosity because it somehow gives you a very experienced answer. And now you think, अच्छा यही होता होगा. Have you seen the language or the verbiage that ChatGPT responses have? They are like that of the super expert. Is it not? Those are not tentative responses. So you somehow tend to accept whatever it tells you. Have you sensed that? Just reflect. When you ask in a course, for example, those of you who have done one of my courses, if you ask, okay, why do we use copper vias? ChatGPT will give you a very solid answer. Now, whether it is right or not, you do not know. You just accept it to be right. Have you experienced this? That is how it kills curiosity. So, how do you now that we've discussed this, now how do you encourage curiosity? Actually, to give conjectures. What if this not, asking what if? What if this doesn't happen? Or what if this works like this? Language में कुछ constructs हैं. So अभी सुबह MDT की class में we were saying that language is a conspiracy between two individuals. Hmm? And there is a complete science called neuro-linguistic programming. How many of you have heard about this? Neuro linguistic programming, NLP. So this is not natural language processing. It is neuro linguistic programming, a different NLP. And when you study about NLP, you realize that every word, depending on which kind of a background we are coming from, every word creates a different kind of imagery in our mind, and therefore triggers different parts of our brain. And things like what if, that is essentially what I'm saying is conjecture. अब हिंदी में किसी से बात कर रहे हो तो what if नहीं समझ में आएगा, but अगर is that शब्द. But in English it is what if. What if? Just leaving it there. And the other person will ask, okay, what do you want to say? If I just say what if, not every one of you have a question, what if what? So using such construct in your language can help you naturally become more curious. So in a brainstorm session, if you just drop this, now think about what if. At once someone would think about, what if I could do that? Another person who was experiencing some other limitation or was very confident of their solution, oh, what if this fails? So I have to find a new solution. Someone else was making one assumption. Oh, what if that assumption fails? So what if can trigger a different thought process in everyone who is there in that brainstorming group. Are you able to see this? So such language constructs. So we'll not discuss all these details in the class day before yesterday, but for each one of these 8 axes, there is some way to give it a boost. But if you do not even know where you need a boost, how can I help you? I will just take you through some brainstorming methods. But if you tell me that, okay, Anush, this is where I'm struggling, I have 50 brainstorming methods in my kitty. I'm planning to give you only 10 of those. Depending on what you tell me, I can bring up those that can help you. But if you don't, I will have my default choices to make. So you better participate. You better ask questions. You better do the little things that I'm asking you to do. They're important because creativity cannot be imposed on you. Do you realize this? I cannot impose creativity on you. I can just create an environment in which you can be more creative. And my intent is to teach you methods to create such environments for yourself, to give you tools so that whatever be the surrounding, you are still able to be creative and come up with inventive solutions. This toolbox is one powerful toolbox, but many other things exist. So my intent is to introduce those things to you. Are you with me? But for that, first step is you should know where you are, what you need help with. So please, how much, those of you who gave the test, how long did it take? 10 to 15 minutes? You're spending 2 hours here. पूरा 2 घंटा waste हो रहा है if you're not spending those 15 minutes outside of this class. Are you able to see this? Because whatever I'm talking, it is all just Latin to you. You do not even know whether you should be interested in this question or response on boldness or on curiosity or not. क्योंकि आपने अपना स्कोर ही नहीं चेक करा. हो सकता है आपका स्कोर बहुत कम हो. And you need these inputs only particularly. हो सकता है आप मुझे चाह रहे हो कि इस डायमेंशन पे फोकस करो, बट मैंने नहीं करा कन्वीनियंटली and you never asked me. So you move forward. Okay. Then, while we looked at these different dimensions of creativity and how, by understanding these dimensions, we can work on each one of them, we also looked at creativity styles. We said there are 2 dominant styles. One is a frog style, and the other one is a elephant style. A frog style would jump from one idea to another, to third one, to fourth one, and an elephant style would methodically, in a process-oriented manner, step by step, take you out. Now, people who have lots of filters in their minds, they need to follow processes to be able to come up with ideas because they've already created all those blocks around themselves. But those of us who have somehow consciously dropped those filters, dropped those blocks, at least during a brainstorm session, we can be frogs also. Are you with me? Hmm? What is very important to realize is that these are inherent, or these are the two basic styles, and people could be in either of them or could be flexing between them. What is important is that you should be able to flex between them. So that if you have a frog boss, you know uski har baat nahi manni. He will just give you 20 ideas. Many will not work. Don't follow him blindly. But if you have an elephant boss and you give them 20 ideas, you know you're frustrating him and he's going to crack his whip on you soon. So you should know how to flex. That is what is important. We don't know about the remaining part of the world. But this one person that we're talking about over here, that person, if that person knows how to flex, we are good to go. Are we good to go? Or you want to change the world? Good to go ना पहले अपने आप को तो संभाल ले. So this is only about some labels people are giving, and you should be flexible enough to flex. Flexibility is one very, very strong indicator of creativity. The more flexible you become, the easily you will pivot into completely unknown terrains. You may get a solution or you may not get a solution, but at least you will come up with ideas. Are you able to see this? You don't know. See, with the frog, the challenge is I would go in this direction, that direction, this direction, this direction. Having failed so many times, it may happen that the first one that works, you will accept it. You do not know, na? So there is no good or bad about either of them. They are the styles. That is where systematic tools like or tools like Triz help. Whatever anyone's personality is, they will do whatever, but I have a measure to benchmark and I will arrive at some good solution. I know this. Do you see that? So just coming up with more ideas is not the answer. Na? When you have to solve a problem, are just the more ideas, more number of ideas is sufficient to find an answer? No. 10 ideas, but all of them bad. No good. We just need one idea which is very good, optimal. That is where tools will help us. But if we know what these creative styles are, we know where our weaknesses could be. If we are more like frogs, we know, okay, this is my style and I need to pull a leash. So, okay, I tell you, I want to measure uh, sugar levels in your blood without taking your blood sample. Come up with ideas. Now, if you're a frog, you will not ask me any other question. You will say, okay, band pehna do, ye kar do, wo kar do. Any guarantee any one of them will work? But if you were an elephant, what would you do? Oh, let me see when there is high sugar level in the blood, what kind of things I can measure physiologically. Then you will see, is there a technology which can help me measure that thing? Then you will see, oh, there are two technologies which work, but which one will fit my budget? There is a process. Now, it may happen that the technology doesn't exist. It may happen that despite whatever process the elephant followed, they will not get an answer. But when you said that, being a frog, I have so many ideas, someone would work. That is not a guarantee either. They are both same. Neither is better than the other. They are just style. This reminds me of a story. Gautam Buddha, have you heard about him? Anyone who's not heard about Gautam Buddha? All of you have heard about him. Gautam Buddha's cousin, Ananda, made a deal with him that wherever you go, whatever you speak, I will be there with you. And he actually recorded each and every interaction that Gautama had with anyone. So much so that when Gautama went and met his wife after, 20 years being apart and whatever, Anand insisted, I have to be in that room when you're meeting your wife. So much so. So every interaction this guy was recording, and that is how we know so much about him. Otherwise, so many great people have happened in the world. They have come and gone. We don't know about them as much. It is thanks to Ananda we know everything. That, oh, he said this, he said that. So he has this one, and on one day when he was writing his journal and whatever that Gautama did, he tells that there was this man running, came running. Gautama was sitting in a with an audience, with meditators, with brahmacharis, whoever, and man came running and asked, "Is there God?" Gautama said, "No, there is no God." This was in the morning. In the evening, another man came. He asked, "Is there God?" Gautama said, "Yes, there is God." And here, Ananda was completely perplexed. He said, "Ye kya hua?" Same question, "Is there God?" But answer is yes and no at two different times. So वो तो चढ़ गए गौतमा पे. You are a मतलब cheat. तुम तो चीटिंग कर रहे हो. एक को कहते हो है, एक को कहते हो नहीं है. वो Gautama said, "Settle down. The first person who came to me, he believed in God. He was, a serial murderer. He said, okay, मैं मर्डर करके भगवान से जाके माफी मांग लूंगा, सब ठीक हो जाएगा." So he believed God will take care of things. So to him, I had to tell there is no God. You are the master of your own destiny. No one else writes it for you. Whatever you're doing, you have to bear the fruit here and now or wherever. The second person, on the other hand, did not believe in God. He felt कोई है ही नहीं जो मेरे को मेरे कर्मों की सजा देगा. There is no one else who can implicate me for whatever wrongs I do. So to him, I had to tell there is God. There is someone who is keeping an account for you. So you better tame yourself. So in reality, both are wrong. Or in reality, both are same. Both are simply believing. They have not experienced God, neither of them. Was a different place, different level altogether. But neither of them knew what godliness meant. They just had an idea about God. And he said, both of you are same. So, elephant and frog are same. It's a different manifestation. That's it. Both could go wrong. Both will need the tools that we are talking about. Are you getting it? Anything else? So, important thing, takeaway message, you should be able to flex. The more easily you flex, more easily you will be able to navigate through even tough situations. कैसा भी मैनेजर हो, you will handle it.
तो इसमें जो शाम को जैसे कहा था भगवान है, उसका मॉडल ये था कि शायद जैसा कि जिसका
said, they are very deep. They have questions which would cancel each other's weaknesses out. They will ask you the same question in 4 different ways, so that कहीं ना कहीं पे अगर आप झूठ बोल रहे हो तो वो उसको सब पूरे चारों आंसर्स को नेगेट कर देगा. So personality tests are more complex tools. These are very simple tools. You just take 10-15 minutes to solve, to get this radar chart for yourself. You just spend another 5 minutes to get that creativity type in the Adobe chart. 5 मिनट में थोड़ा ना कोई आपको लेबल कर सकता है कि आप ये हो. No, don't let such opinions kill you or kill your creativity. So, see, I was reading something just uh, yesterday or day before yesterday, that the only opinion that matters or that should matter to you is what you have and what you have of yourself. If you think you are brilliant, that is what should define your course of action. And that is what you should think. Let others think whatever. And let me tell you, if you do not have a strong opinion of yourself, others will want to impose their opinion on you. Only if you have a strong opinion of yourself, you will be able to save yourself, protect yourself from other people's opinions, judgments, ideas. So if you really want to design your life the way you want it, first thing, have a very positive, strong opinion about yourself. That, okay, I could not do well in that exam. That doesn't mean I am bad. The exam was tough. At least you should have a high opinion of yourself. Can we at least maintain that? और कुछ नहीं, प्रोफेसर वॉज बायस, कुछ भी कर लो, बट मेरा ओपिनियन अपने बारे में हाई है. I do not want you to be in a false world that I am always right and everything, but at least you should have a high opinion about the potential that you carry within you. I am capable, just that I did not prepare. If I had prepared, I would do well. So next time, let me prepare. First of all, do you think you have? I'm not talking about all of you. I want you to think only about you. Just close your eyes and reflect within. Do you think that you have infinite potential within you? How many of you think that? Close your eyes, 1 minute, and then respond. Do you think you have infinite potential within you? And if given an opportunity, given the training, given whatever, you can do whatever anyone else can do. Establish this within yourself, that you are no less than anyone else. You are as good as anyone else is. Forget about anyone else. Each one of you have tremendous potential within you to shine and shine bright. Okay, open your eyes now. पता है यार, आंखें बंद करके सो ही गए. But do you realize you have tremendous potential within you? Establish this within yourself. Then, whether you perform well in an exam or do not perform well in an exam, you can just analyze it as, okay, I'm a very bright student. I did not perform well here. What happened? You can methodically approach whatever happened and resolve it. But imagine a situation where you did not have a good opinion of yourself. Oh, I can't do this. And will you ever be able to do that? So most important thing that matters is your opinion of yourself. Ensure it is good one. Can we do that? Each one of us? Commitment? Hands up. Commitment. अरे यार, किसी ने भी दोनों हाथ नहीं खड़े करे. पक्की कमिटमेंट किसी ने भी नहीं दी, बस कमिटमेंट दी है. Okay, great. So one thing that we need to sense is that each one of us express creativity in our own style, whether we call it one of those 8 profiles that Adobe test gives you, or frog, or elephant, or whatever. Each one of us express creativity in our own style, and that's okay. You should be able to flex, and creativity is something that you can boost for yourself. Can we establish this? This was the intent of yesterday's, or like day before yesterday's class, where we did that exercise on creativity boosters. We also did a brainstorming exercise to see, देखो आप कितने सारे ideas ला सकते हो. ठीक है? Then another thing that we need to sense is that discomfort acts as a stimulus for creativity. Staying in your comfort zone, you will probably want to also settle with mediocre ideas, mediocre solutions. To be creative, you have to become uncomfortable. You remember that day I insisted that at least there should be few people in your group who you do not know. Because if you know everyone in your team very well or even well, then discomfort will not be there. थोड़ा सा कुछ नयापन होना चाहिए. So you have to somehow introduce some level of discomfort in a brainstorming session. And risk actually acts as a positive pressure. Let it act as a positive pressure. Don't let risk overwhelm you. Because frankly, ideas देने में क्या जाता है? See, if you were to execute on every idea that you are giving, you don't even have that kind of time in your life. Is it not? So, risks may be created or perceived in an artificial setting so that you become more creative. What was the way I was creating risk in the last session? I said 30 seconds only. क्या होगा 30 seconds के बाद? कुछ नहीं होगा. आसमान गिर जाएगा क्या? नहीं. But what did I say? 30 seconds के बाद time up. I created an artificial risk. I created a time pressure. So risks can be created in brainstorming sessions so that people are more creative. You are more creative. Instead of getting scared by risks in life, realize that those challenges are actually giving you opportunities to come up with creative answers. Are you able to see this? See, this course is not just about, is actually, अभी तक हमने कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी की बात ही नहीं करी है. खाली जो आपको एक्सरसाइज दिया था कि okay, what will you do with that device which can do computing and intelligence on the edge? That was where technology came in. We have not talked about technology. We are a technology institute, but we have not talked about technology in this course. We're talking about life. We're talking about you. And when you look at risks as a danger, you can get paralyzed with fear. What I want you to do is, I want you to look at risks as opportunities to be creative. So that when risks come, you are actually triggered and activated to see how to handle the risk. Do you think it's an important life skill to learn? Do you think it's an important life skill to learn? So that is why you should come to the class. The recordings would also be available, but how does it matter? If you missed the class, there's no risk. Only when you come to the class and say something stupid, there's a risk someone will laugh at you, na? In your room, sitting, looking at the recording, you say something, no one laughs at you. Where is the risk? Let other people have some fun with you. Come to the class. यार हम तो आए हुए हैं सर, हमें क्यों बता रहे हो? अभी आए हुए हो, मिड सेम के बाद भाग जाओगे. Then another very important thing. बहुत बार हमें लगता है कि हम ही क्रिएटिव होंगे या R&D टीम मेरे तो होते हैं वही लोग क्रिएटिव होते हैं। यहाँ देखो, R&D team contributed only 9% of successful product ideas. 46%